Why does ground matter to your story? So today I did a gathering of folks and we talked about trees and we talked about roots and we talked about feet and we talked about ground. And why we did this, what my point was, is that ground, when we're writing, we can get very caught up in the ideas of our story, the ideas of what we're supposed to say, the ideas of what we think we want to say, and neglect what's actually showing up on the page. Or we can get lost in the story, not sure what's happening next. So grounding can be a really helpful practice, not just in your life and in your body, but for your story as well. So one of the practices in a writing way, there's lots of things you can do to keep yourself grounded. You can literally put your feet on the earth for several minutes barefoot every day. You can go for walks. You can practice mindfulness meditation. There's infinite numbers of ways you can get grounded. But one thing that you can do in your story is, I talk a lot about setting, and I'm not going to so much go into that in this moment, but the ground is this sort of reality of the story. And so if your characters don't have bodies on the page, if you're describing their world in abstracts, it's not grounded in a kind of reality, in a story reality, whether or not it's sci-fi or here on planet Earth. So a practice you can do with your story is just to kind of walk through the terrain of your story in a scene or in the whole entirety of it and notice what is there. Like, actually take yourself for a walk through the terrain of the story and describe it and feel it and bring all the senses on board. Because your story, like your life, needs ground under its feet.